It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the top 10 budget cards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, I want to start off this video by saying right now there's not a lot of options when it comes to budget. Okay, when you think of budget, in past years you've thought, maybe it's below 10,000 MT. In this video, I tried to keep it definitely below 20,000 and most of these cards below 15,000 MT. Okay, so that was kind of my goal heading into this video. You're gonna see a lot of cards in my current squad that do make this list as well. So just know, my no money spent is basically built on who's on this list, as well as some of the top token rewards, such as like a Kawhi, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant, cards like that. So just something to kind of keep in the back of your guys' minds and to think about as well. So kind of some honorable mentions for you guys before we dive into the top 10. Banchero is definitely a card for what is he, 30,000 MT. That is a really solid budget power forward or center. So if you're looking for a budget power forward center, Banchero is a really solid option. As I went through looking at some of these season 1 cards, I'm gonna just kind of give you guys some of these other options that didn't quite make the list, but you guys could have had on here. Amethyst Zion is another option that you guys could have put on here. Ami Marcus Smart, he's solid, a little too expensive for where we're at. And even a guy like Danny Green, guys. I mean, he's a small forward, or he's a small forward shooting guard, but his prices went up too. He's now 25,000 MT instead of being in that 15-20,000 range. So those are just some of those options to kind of keep in the back of your minds. Now coming in here, starting my list at number 10. We're going to plug in the logo Jerry West. Now, I'm going to start this by saying, I know his dribble style is not great, okay? I'll be the first one to admit that. When you talk about dribble styles, his dribble style is not very good. Now, with that being said, there are some things to like about Jerry West, okay? His release is really good. His duo with Wilt Chamberlain is really good. So those are the two things I personally would kind of stand on with Jerry West, is the fact that, you got a guy with a really solid release and a guy that's going to be pretty solid defensively. Like, he's in my squad, and here's what I like out of him with the duo boost. I'm just going to be looking at that. His 3 ball is an 89, so he's absolutely knocked down. Ball handle rating is good. Steal, perimeter defense, good. Speed, good. Lateral quickness, good. Those are all good stats. The only downside, even badge-wise, is good. The only downside to Jerry West, in my opinion, has to be, first of all, his dribble style, and second of all, he's not very tall. Those are the two things for Jerry West that hold him back from being that little bit higher. You could honestly have him higher on this list, and I wouldn't really disagree with that. But coming in here at number 9, we're gonna plug in the Amethyst Michael Jordan card. Now, I said it when these cards first came out, the Amethyst MJ isn't much better than the Ruby MJ, and I still stand on that, right? He's better than Ruby MJ, but I don't think it's by much. But here's what you're looking at. 6'6", only a 66 3 ball. But that's as big of a lie as you will see. You can green with MJ nearly as much as anybody else. The 90 driving dunk is incredible. 86 ball handle, 85 steal, 91 perimeter defense, 88 speed, 84 lateral quickness. At the shooting guard position, you're not going to get much better than Michael Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan is better than both of these shooting guards I have right here. And we'll talk about, these two shooting guards later on, at least one of these two in this video. But MJ, a really solid budget shooting guard as long as you can green with him. Coming in here at number 8 for me, we're going to plug in the diamond version of Jaden Ivey. Now, he's 20,000 MT, and for that price, I beg you to try to find a better point guard. In my opinion, Jaden Ivey is better than Jerry West. If you want to say Jerry West is better, I think it's kind of tough to make that argument, but you probably could. Jerry West is a better shooter, does some things better, but for me, Jaden Ivey attacks the rim better, and that's the main thing, right? At this stage of my team, the game is kind of a rim running game. It's that simple. The game is really pretty heavily, sided towards that rim running compared to 3 hunting. That's where I think Jaden Ivey comes in a step ahead of Jerry West, coming in there at number 8. At number 7 on my list, we're plugging in Ousmane Dieng. Now, here's the thing, okay? He is so cheap. And that's, I'd rather, make this a value list compared to budget list, because Dieng, for example, he's cheap, man. He's 13,000 MT. And who else are you going to get for 13,000 MT? 6'10", 69 3-ball, decent driving dunk, ball handle is solid, and defensively absolutely elite. Now, why do I like Jang so much? Here's the deal. His release, I know it's not the fastest. It's easy to green. Easy to time, easy to green. Combine that with being 6'10", going to be solid enough on defense. I do like him quite a bit. The problem is, when you compare him side by side to our next guy here, you can't really make the it's hard to make the case for Oshman, man. When you compare him to Sohan, Sohan's barely shorter, and Sohan on the defensive end of the court is that much better. When Sohan first came out, again, I'm still not the highest on him, but for budget small forwards at this point in my team, there's not that many of them. You got Jang, you got Sohan, but there's not that many other options. And right now, as it currently stands, I think Jeremy Sohan is slightly better, a slightly better version of Jang. Coming in at number 5, a card that's went up greatly in price is Amethyst Tyson Chandler. I mean, he barely can even make it on this list anymore because he's so expensive. 16,000 MT for Tyson Chandler, a card that I currently have, and for that price, I might even sell him. 7-1, and I get that, right? He's 7-1, but the problem is he doesn't do anything else outside of play defense, right? I know he can dunk a little bit, can do that, but at 7-1, you're gonna see a guy higher up on my list at 7-1. I just feel like Tyson Chandler's player model, player build is not that great, not that next level good. Now, that's my opinion on things. I prefer, other guys to Tyson Chandler, but it's still a great option. If you can use inside bigs, Tyson Chandler is a very solid option. Coming in at number 5. Heading to number 4, we're plugging in one of my, as well as DBG's, favorite cards in the entire game, in Robert Horry. Now, I know he's getting kind of overshadowed by the new Diamond Melo, but they're two different cards, right? Melo obviously is going to probably be that little bit better. Robert Horry is a budget baller. He's a card that basically everybody's going to be able to afford. And here's the deal. 6'10", 93 ball, can defend decently. He's kind of that, like, I've talked about Sohan. I've talked about Jang. Robert Horry's that card that can do it all, man. 90 rated 3-ball with a great release. He can rebound the ball. He can defend decently. His badges are solid. Maybe one of the most underrated cards in the game still to this day. Even with a lot of people hyping him up, there should be more hype surrounding Robert Horry. Coming in at number 3, we're plugging in one of the newer cards that did get released last week, I do believe, in the Amethyst Nicholas Batum. Another card that has, hate to say it, held this price pretty well. And that's the problem. When we talk about budget cards, a lot of these cards are close to 20,000 MT, but that really is what budget is this year. I mean, budget is no longer, under 10K. These cards are budget cards, and that's where we're plugging in Nicholas Batum. Here's what he's going to give you. One of the best small forwards stat-wise in the game. 6'8", 85 3-ball, 86 ball handle. Defensively, absolutely elite. Now, his speed's a little bit low, but I'm just going to compare him to a card right here for you guys. So remember Nicholas Batum's stats, okay? You're looking at an 85 3-ball, 86 ball handle, mid-80s to upper 80s defense, 82 speed, 88 lateral quickness. Now, I'm not saying he's better than Jason Tatum, but stat-wise, compare him, right? So remember what Nicholas Batum had, okay? And I got him up on the screen, so I'll be able to go through the stats with you guys. But here's what you're looking at as far as a comparison, okay? Let's start with the 3-ball. Jason Tatum's got a 93 ball, Batum's is an 85. That's a little bit of a difference. Driving dunk, that's where Tatum's gonna have his biggest advantage, plus 15 compared to what Batum's is. But let's look at the defense, right? Batum's block is an 84. Tatum's is a 72. Batum's steal is an 85. Jason Tatum's a 75. Perimeter defense, 87 to 88. Interior, 87 to 84. Basically the same. Rebounding, basically the same. Speed, a little bit worse. Lateral quickness, a little bit better. I'm telling you guys, I'm not saying he's better than Jason Tatum, but what I'm saying here is that you could make, I know he's a power forward, so I can't even do the comparison. You could make the debate that stat-wise, he's nearly just as good. Nicholas Batum, I don't love his release, but everything else about the card is nearly perfect. At number 2, we're plugging in Bennedict Mathurin. Now, the diamond is that little bit more expensive, and so we can't quite get to the diamond in this video, but even if you can't get to the diamond, I don't know what the cheapest is we can go here, but let's just look at the amethyst for 22,000 MT. Here's what you're looking at. 6'7", 84 3-ball, 90 driving dunk, 82 ball handle. The defense is good enough. 89 speed, 83 lateral quickness. And let's just look at the diamond, because eventually you're going to be able to get him to that diamond. 6'7", 84 3-ball, 84 ball handle, defensively very solid, and just solid across the board. Now, what Mathurin's going to do best for you is his release is super good, super solid. Badge-wise, this is just the amethyst version. Very solid in general. This is a card, get what you can work with. So for me, I got the sapphire version of him, and that's what I'm working on right now. I'm close to getting him to that Evo, with the ruby. But even as this, he can play. Even as this, he still does make the list because his release is so good. I can't wait to get him evoed. He's at number 2 here in my top 10 list. At number 1, and I don't even think it's close, Wilt Chamberlain. And I can't describe, I can't even begin to reason with you when you look at his stats badges. When you look at his stats badges, and let's just do this. Compare these two guys. Compare. What does Wilt Chamberlain do better than Tyson Chandler? Nothing. And so that's the hard part I'm having with this is when you look at the cards, Tyson Chandler should be better, but he's not. I promise you guys, play with Wilt Chamberlain and see how he feels for you. I've played with this Wilt Chamberlain, and he feels like the best big in the game for budget ballers, and it's not even close, okay? I've had more success lately on my no money spent than ever, and a large part of that is due to how good Wilt Chamberlain is. You need Wilt Chamberlain in my team, whether it's amethyst, diamond, pink diamond, whatever you can afford, get, because Wilt Chamberlain is that good in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. That's going to wrap it up for my budget list today, guys. Again, try to keep it under 20K for the most part. Bennedict Mathurin with that Evo is a little difficult, but just get the best version of these guys that you can. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.